So I have not been in my studio for over a week now, and you can probably tell by my voice, I've just been really sick. I'm still not feeling still that great, just a nasty cough and exhausted, but I'm in here because I really need to get a bisque firing on. So I've got a whole bunch of mugs that I need to clean the rims of, and a bunch of platters, and I'm just running out of room. I've got a workshop this weekend, a macrame workshop, which I haven't had for a while, so I'm actually looking forward to that. So I'm going to cut some rope later on after I kind of put the bisque on. But yeah, it was actually quite nice. I didn't have a workshop on the weekend. It worked out really well because I probably would have had to cancel because I was so sick, but I got to kind of just chill, so I didn't actually need to get in the studio. Didn't have to worry about anything, but I do need to get this bisque on just to get some things out of the way, and there's some glazing. That's the plan for today. And the sun's out. It's been non-stop raining here for the last 3 days and really strong winds. So I've got the garage door open, getting some sunlighting, getting outside, getting some fresh air. And that's just what today is going to be for today. Hey buddy, how you going? Hey? It's nice to be outside, isn't it? He's been stuck inside too, so he'll be enjoying the sun. I don't know if I shared with you my last workshop that I had 2 weeks ago. It was a platter and dip workshop. I made some really lovely pieces. I didn't have any mid-fire 33, like my brown clay left. Well, they didn't have it in stock, so I've had to use the Raku clay. And I'm going to use my Wonder White glaze on it just to bring out the white a little bit more. But they did really well. Look at these little dip bowls. Shaped as little flowers. They're cute. Very different. Dipping that. And then these people trying this wave. That's very popular at the moment with the dip platters. And then there are little flower marks in them. And then I'm going to get all these in the kiln today. Get that firing now that they've all dried. They took longer than what they usually do, probably over 2 weeks to dry, especially these platters, just because they are quite thick based. You don't want to rush it, and because it's just been so cold and wet, they're just taking a bit longer than usual. So we'll get them in today. What a miserable week we have had at home. Well, almost 2 weeks of everyone just being sick in the family. I'm on the mend, getting there, just a lingering kind of cough here and there. But I had to get in here because I had to unload from my Bisque firing, and I got to reload for another Bisque. So I'm a bit backed up with some firings because I had like that double weekend of workshops. So it'd be so good if I had a bigger kiln one day. So I'm just cleaning up the rims of these mugs. They didn't all quite fit in with my last Bisque. So I want to get them in now so I can at least get a glaze firing on this week. And I'm going to have to do maybe two glaze firings, maybe even 3. Have to see how we go. Fitting them all in. And then I'm going to make up a big batch of my Wonder White glaze and get some glazing of the platters and mugs that I just unloaded and get them started. At least the mugs, I like to glaze the inside first and then let them dry for 24 hours before I glaze the outside. It is school holidays, officially starting today, Monday. And so got the kids home for 2 weeks. Almost. They're going camping on the weekend and I'm staying home having a couple of days to myself, but I'm planning to get in here and get a whole bunch of work done. That's the plan while they're away, because you know, you kind of run out of time when you've got kids around. So I'm hoping to get some new ideas for some workshops, some Christmas ones. So I want to have a go at making some Christmas trees and see if they're achievable for a beginner's workshop. So I've got a couple of ideas that to make a tree, see which one is the easiest way to make, and also how much time, and obviously if it's achievable for people to make that tree, and if it's obviously achievable for me to fire and glaze them and also bring them home. So I'm going to have a play around with that in the next couple of days, and then I might start booking my Christmas workshops. So my Christmas ornaments, Christmas trees, and then some gingerbread lighthouses. Gingerbread houses, gingerbread house lights, I don't know how you would call it. But yeah, so gingerbread houses obviously made out of clay, and you can put like your little light in there. But I've got a couple of different styles that I want to try. So either you got your normal style of gingerbread, like your square house that looks like a gingerbread house, or a circular one that you can put your own like roof on with a little chimney. I want to have a go at 2 of those styles to see again which one is achievable and if it can be done. That's what I'm planning while they're away. And probably clean the house. Do a deep clean because we've all been sick. So it'd be good to have a nice clean, but we'll see how we go. All right, let's mix some glaze. Safety first. Hopefully you can hear me. I mean, don't need to. I'm mixing my Wonder White glaze. So I've just put in my frit. Now I'm going to put in my potash feldspar. We'll see how I go with this batch first. And if I have enough dry weight, I might make another batch. You don't want to be breathing in that. I mean, it's not toxic, but you shouldn't be breathing in anything powder form, no matter what it is. Not good for your lungs, especially later in life. I think it's the tin oxide I was light on. It's just so expensive and you don't get much of it. Okay, gonna make some more. All my dry weight is in the bucket. I've just given it an electric mix. I've also added 5 litres of water. I think I need some more. I need to figure out how much water I need to put in it. It varies sometimes with how much. This glaze can be quite watery. It needs to be watery. Doesn't work while it's quite thick, so it needs more water than usual. So I just need to figure it out. So I'm going to give it a good mix. Adds a little bit more water, and then I'll give it a good sieve, and then it should be right to go, I think. Yeah. I'm pretty happy with how the glaze has turned out. I've just put it on these little dip bowls. Probably still a little bit too thick. I might add a little bit more water. But overall, I'm pretty happy. A good indication of if you know you've got a good mix of glaze is as soon as you dump it, as soon as you dip it in the glaze and then you put it aside and you can pick it up or touch it within like a couple of seconds, you've got a pretty good glaze if it sticks to it really well. I reckon that's a good indication. Yep. Yep, doesn't need to be sitting in there for too long, which is good. All right, I'll do all the inside of those mugs. I've just unloaded the kiln from a bisque firing, and I have a lot of glazing to do, as you can see. Yeah, that's probably around about maybe 3 glaze firings right there. It's going to take me a while. Couple of days. I've got a workshop tomorrow, so I want to prep for that, and then I'll do some glazing if I get some time. But I do really want to get a firing on, so I'll at least do the mugs and maybe a couple of platters. Fun. I also want to share with you my new rolling pins that I ordered. I think these are really gonna look really cool. Oh, let me see. So I've got these littler ones. These are perfect for mugs. Let's see if you can see them. Oh, look at the patterns on them. I'll test them out. And then you've got your bigger ones as well. I'll take these along to tomorrow's workshop. They might even use them for their platters. You know, look cool. Yep. So I'll probably test them out on a couple of ideas that I have for some Christmas stuff. And I'm hoping, I can't really share anything too early because I do want to kind of do a proper video on how to make them. So I've got some cutouts for like a gingerbread house, and then I've got a couple of different cutouts for some trees, some different ideas that I want to do. So I've written them down. Oh, have a little go at them, and then I probably am going to film all that and do like a little YouTube and Instagram reel when it gets closer to Christmas, so people can make them yourself. Might do that. I might start them tomorrow, seeing how I have time, seeing how I go for time in here. But I've got no kids for a couple of days, so I want to get some stuff done so I can be in here early mornings and late afternoons because I don't have to worry about cooking dinner. Actually have some time to do some stuff, so that's the plan. We'll see if not. What I really want to do is kind of just go inside and watch Netflix and catch up on all my girly movies and shows, but no, I have to be realistic and do some work. I'm procrastinating. I do that sometimes. You know, like when you just get those days, just like, yeah, you feel really inspired and you get in here and you work, and it's always the days when you've got kids or something else comes up and you're like, oh, I was on a roll. I can't stop. And now I have the time and now I just don't want to do anything. But I'm going to. All right, watch me. I'm going to do some stuff. I don't know if many potters enjoy this part, but I absolutely do not enjoy glazing. Wish you could just go glaze, done. Turn out this colour. But no, it never does. That's the scary part, doing other people's work. I think these are going to turn out really nice. All right, one more. And then I've got to clean the backs of them because I've made a mess. Yeah, definitely need to do another firing, but I've fit them all in. Bunch of platters and dip bowls. And can unpack it in a couple of days and do another firing.